going on, guys? It's Smitty with Trigger Happy Guns, and we're going to be doing something different today. We're going to be looking at the 1911. A lot of people know what a 1911 is. A lot of people don't know what 1911 is, so we're going to do a little bit of an idea, a little feature on this gun. It's one of my personal favorites. It's, for one thing, it's the actual gun that I use for conceal and carry. It's a big gun for conceal and carry, but I love the gun so much I decided to figure out a way to do that. One way you can do that is they make holsters. This is a king tuck holster, and it goes into the pants, and it forms up against your body. And in all honesty, even though it's a 5-inch gun, it's pretty easy to conceal. A lot of these are different 1911s. 1911 comes from the year it actually became a service gun. The United States used the 1911 as its gun for the military from 1911 to 1985. That was the gun they gave their soldiers. Now things have changed a little bit, but a lot of different militaries still carry a 1911. This gun is an all steel framed gun. It's got a lot of moving parts, but the thing is though, from 1911 to now, which is 2012, the gun hasn't changed. In my mind, this is the AR of the handgun world, because you can put a Springfield upper on a Colt lower, whatever you need to do. These guns are made for everyday military use, is what they were made for. And now they've into the civilian market, and I absolutely love these guns. We got a couple different ones here today we're going to be looking at, but just as an example, 1911 is made by numerous companies. I mean, you can get a 1911 from Colt, from Kimber, from SIG, from Remington. Just got back into the market making these things. Taurus makes a 1911. Just about any kind of gun distributor nowadays makes 1911. In all honesty, Rock River is just now put out a polymer version of a 1911. I don't know if I like it or not. It's still up in the air because I'm used to the steel, but it's a lighter gun. I haven't had my hands on it yet, but if it feels like a 1911, I'm probably going to love it, in all honesty. The 1911 is typically the 45 ACP, which stands for Colt Automatic Pistol, is what it typically shoots. It also shoots a 38 Super. You can also get these guns made in a 40, a 10 mil, or a 9 mil. Smith & Wesson makes a pretty sweet 9 mil, and it feels like you're shooting a 22. One of the things nice about this gun is it's got a little bit of weight to it, but at the same time, when you're using a harder, stronger round with more energy, the recoil is not terrible. I got a friend into shooting about 2 years ago, and in all honesty, he had trouble hitting the target. And you know, we were using these polymer guns and everything, and at the time I was carrying a Kimber, and he was having a rough time. We were out in an outdoor range, and I stuck up one of them little girly novels, whatever you want to call them. It was in the back of the car my wife had, and I set it up about 25 feet out, and one shot, he dropped it, and he became a 1911 man. Because when you're holding this, you're holding American history first off, and as being a history buff, I love it. You know, this is an American gun. They're made all over the place, but at the same time, you know, it's what our soldiers carried, and if it's good enough for soldiers, it better be good enough for us. We've got some different things here. We've got 3 of them here that are all 5-inch. These are considered government models. It's got the 5-inch and all that. This one right here is a 4-inch. It's considered the Commander model. I've done a little bit of difference to these. I put Hogue grips on them because I've got big hands, and I like how these feel. Most of these guns typically come with wood grips. Well, they used to come with wood grips. Nowadays, you can spice any gun, and you can get any kind of grip imaginable for a 1911. These grips go all the way across. It's got a good place for your fingers to grow, and you know, you can grip onto this one really well. This has got the finger grooves. These ones are aluminum. They don't weigh much. I put these on. This is a Kimber Custom 2. It came with these black rubber grips. I wanted to give the gun a look. I wanted to, you know, that's its prom dress to me. It looks really nice. As you can see, you know, mechanically, they've got a lot of moving parts, but at the end of the day, if you take care of these guns, they will work for you. Little different to take apart than a regular gun. They've got a bushing in the front, and Kimber actually came with this bushing tool, and what it's made to do is you've got to push this in, and you got to turn the bushing, and that way you can release this. I'm not going to take these guns apart because I don't want to look like an idiot on the internet and take a while to put these together, and I'm trying to do this in one take. So, but I mean, there's a lot of moving parts to them. A lot of people today think Kimber's the way to go. This is the Mercedes-Benz of 1911s. You can get these in all different Fords. This is just their, standard. Doesn't have all the bells and whistles on it, but at the end of the day, everything inside of this gun is just like the guns that they sell for $1,400, $1,500. Me, myself, I am a Colt guy. I love Colt because that's where it started. I was a history guy in college, so I guess that comes back. I've got family that served, and they carried a 1911, and they carried a Colt. So I mean, you've got that feel of actual history behind everything. These guns are just great. I got my buddy Keith here. He's with Trigger Happy, and he started to carry a 1911. He was a polymer guy for the longest time, and I got his hands on a 1911, and he's starting to turn to the dark side here, and like these all steel mechanical engineered dream 1911s. They've got
this gun is the one that I just picked up. This is a Colt chambered in 38 Super, and what was really cool about it when we started doing a little tracking on where this thing might have come from, it was kind of difficult because, and like he mentioned how they're easy to customize. This is actually a 38 Super slide sitting on a 45 ACP frame. So it's kind of changed the entire gun. So you've got two guns basically made into one. And when we tracked the serial number, this lower receiver was made in 1944 and was actually sent into service with the United States Navy. So talk about history. Who knows what this has seen? It's pretty cool. I mean, these here are more modern guns and are sold to a more commercial market. But you can buy stuff as far back as 1911 if you've got a wallet that would support that kind of stuff. But it is pretty cool. And I was definitely a polymer guy because I like the ease of tearing them apart, cleaning them and stuff. And I had my first experience taking this thing down the other night. I wouldn't say it's the best gun for a beginner, but if you're a serious shooter, I was extremely impressed by the lack of recoil and just the feel of it.
The accuracy.
The accuracy, exactly. It's a steel gun, so it just has a totally different feel. So if you haven't given it a try and you were like me, you were a holdout, it's well worth a shot.
Yeah, so. And safety people and all that kind of stuff, it does have a safety right here. This gun the trigger will not pull unless this beaver tail is pushed in. It's got the manual safety right here that you can flip up. It's just an all-around good gun. John Browning, everybody knows who John Browning is. He knew what he was doing when he constructed these guns. Some different things even. As you see, they've all got, for the most part, there's different sights on all these. These are some more low profile. These ones right here are adjustable. This is the one I carry. I've got this one tuned in for myself. That's the reason I carry this one, because I was able to adjust it. I might not be the world's best shot, so I was able to adjust that for height and windage and all that. The Kimber, it's just got regular, just black, low profile sights. And this Colt, it's got low profile, but these are night sights on this one. This one's a little different. This is a Series 80. This gun right here with the two-tone was only manufactured in 1998. It came stock with the Hogue grips, and that's what made me want the Hogue grips for this gun. Another thing is the magazines themselves, they're all steel construction. They're nice, manufactured. Typically one will hold 7. You can get some that'll hold 8. This gun was made to be able to be carried, and back in 1911, the double stack really wasn't even considered at the time. So these things, you can still get these. You can get these from all different manufacturers. You do not have to have a Colt to go into a Colt. As an example, well, this one right here is an actual Kimber. It fits right into the Colt. So I mean, if it's a 45 ACP magazine, it will fit into